This meeting is being recorded.
Got it.
All right. Hi, Goddessy. How are you?
Hey, girl. I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. It is nice to meet you.
Yeah, face to face, finally.
I know. See each other's videos and everything. It's so nice to actually have some live person interaction.
Right? Yeah, this is nice. I'm glad we did this. I'm glad you showed me how to use Zoom, because otherwise I would have been totally confused.
No, no problem. I'm still learning myself. So
yeah, I'm like completely computer illiterate, and I don't know how that happened, because I used to be like really good with that stuff when I was younger.
yeah, same here. I'm gonna date myself in like high school. I remember ninth grade. Like the first computer classes our school ever integrated into the curriculum was when I was in ninth grade. And I'm like, now to think, back then it was really cool, but now to think on it, it's.
And there's so much, I mean, even my phone, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing half the time.
Yeah.
You got a Virginia Slim? Is that what that is? A 120?
Yes. It's a
I love those.
20. What do you have there?
Just Marble shorts.
Okay.
I used to smoke this off-brand called Sands, but that was only available when I lived in Houston and I moved. So now I'm paying like $20 more a carton for, I mean, I miss the Marble Lights, but like so expensive.
Yeah. That's a lot. No, I like these. When I first started smoking, because I used to sneak from my mom.
Yeah.
She smoked Salem Light 100s, and those.
Oh, okay. My grandma used to smoke those.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. It's the menthol, but for sure. But yeah, when I picked it back up, I had bummed one off of someone, and I was like, "Oh, I love these. These are great."
Yeah. Isn't that always how it happens? Like you're so close to being done, and then you see somebody smoking and you're like, oh, can I just have one? And then it's like all your hard work down the drain.
Right.
I've only seriously tried to quit once, though. So
yeah. I quit for some time, actually, because I smoked for a little while as a teenager, but
when did you start?
Yeah, I did quit for some time, and then some life occurrences, like major life occurrences in a short period of time, just put me over my edge.
Yeah, when you're like stressed out like that, it's just like, I need a cigarette. So yeah, I'm still trying. I was smoking 100s, but I haven't been able to find them because I'm getting this shit at Walmart. And so like there's not a big selection ever. So I'm back to the shorts, and I'm like, once I finish them, I'm like, I feel like I should have a little bit more left.
That's funny. Yeah, I ran into some issues not that long ago trying to find these things. I was like, oh my gosh, I stopped at 5 different places.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the last place I went to was this tiny little smoke shop, not real far from me. And he was like, oh yeah, he goes, we don't have them, but we can order them in for you. He's like, what do you want? Packs or cartons? I'm like, I love you.
Yeah, finally. I can't believe they were so hard to find.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. But since I started my YouTube channel, I tried Moore's menthols.
I just bought a pack of Moore's.
Did you? Have you tried them yet?
I have, but I didn't get the menthols.
Okay. Yeah, the menthols were so good. I'm like, oh, these are great.
Really?
Yeah.
when I first started smoking, I used to smoke Turkish Jades. And then
Okay.
like I smoked so many of them that I was like, I cannot handle menthol. So really now the only time I smoke menthol is like if I run out and have to bum one, or like every once in a while I'll enjoy like a Newport, but otherwise I stay away from the menthols.
Yeah. I I don't know. I like the menthol, I guess. It's probably, you know, part of the addiction, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the way it like feels going down is
Mhm.
definitely a big part of, at least for me, a big part of like enjoying a cigarette.
Yes. Yes. I like the little bit of coolness it gets.
Yeah, I used to like that a lot, and then I don't know what happened. I just overdid it, I think.
Yeah. Although I
Yeah.
did do a custom vid not that long ago where someone had actually asked me to try Newports.
Uh-huh.
And I really enjoyed those too. I was like,
Yeah, Newports are good.
yeah. And the funny thing is, oddly enough, my best friend growing up, her mom worked for and actually retired from Newport. She was like one of their sales
Mhm.
reps. She would,
That's awesome.
yeah, she would always like we'd have like, there when cigarette companies used to give you like all the little freebie stuff,
Yeah, I
like the little
remember.
koozies and
Yep, keychains
beach
and
bags.
junk.
Yeah, yeah, we used
Yeah,
to get that stuff all the time, and I never tried them.
that's so funny. Yeah, we used to here, I'm gonna date myself a little bit too, but in high school we used to like split a cigarette because we didn't want to get caught in the bathroom smoking.
Mhm.
So we would like try to hurry it up. And a lot of girls that I smoked with smoked Newports. So we would like, and this is so gross, but like it had to be done. So like one of us would smoke half and then we'd put it on like the top of where the toilet paper is. Like, and I have like OCD, I'm a germaphobe. I don't know how. I just needed the damn cigarette, I guess, that bad that I could deal with it. I was like, it's
That's funny.
crazy. But yeah, I remember this one time my like homeroom teacher came in and she like I was in the bathroom or I was in the stall smoking and I was like, oh shit. And we used to have like little codes like, hey, can I get a ride home? Means there's someone in here, flush the damn thing. So
Oh,
she said that to me. So I like flushed it. But then of course I came out of the stall and like I'm all smoky and everything like that. And my homeroom teacher was just like, she really liked me, so I didn't have to like go get
that's
fucking
funny.
detention or whatever.
Oh gosh, got some random cat out my window.
I was doing a custom yesterday outside, and as soon as I started, like 5 seconds in, the dog in the apartment below me starts barking, which sets off the dog next to me barking, and I'm like, this is not sexy.
Oh gosh, that's funny. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't normally smoke inside because I'm not supposed to, but oh
yeah,
well,
yeah.
every once in a
Not
while.
to as well. Um, but unless I'm doing a vid or it's freezing out,
Yeah.
I'm like a major freeze baby.
Oh my God, so am I in it. Like, I literally haven't seen snow until this year. And like, I lived in Houston for like 12 years. So except that crazy freeze, it's never cold there, right? So when it started snowing here, I literally cried. I was like, I hate this weather.
Aw.
So bad.
I mean, we haven't had a really bad winter here. Um, just cold. So yeah, I not that long ago had woken up with my heat out. One of
Oh
the
no.
coldest weeks. Yeah.
You poor thing.
Gosh, I'm sitting here with like an electric blanket. Like it was 50 some degrees inside. It's freezing.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, electric blanket. I had my hoodie on. I'm like, oh, it's so cold.
Yeah, like 3 hoodies and a hat. Yeah, I've been there.
Yep. Yep. That is so me. Yeah. I know. I've never really lived anywhere else but Ohio. Um,
Mhm.
if it wasn't for my kids, I probably wouldn't still be here.
Yeah.
It'd be someplace a lot warmer. Like
Yeah, definitely.
the older I get, the more I understand that whole snowbird concept.
Mhm. Definitely. Like I used to run around when I lived in Nebraska. I used to run around in like shorts and a hoodie when it was snowing. And I'm like, how did I ever do that?
Right.
I have no idea.
Yeah, like the kids here, they don't wear coats. I'm like,
Nope, I never wore a coat.
yeah. I mean, I don't get it. I'm like, how do you not wear a coat? I'm like, I'd be freezing.
When I was like younger, I didn't do it. And then when I got into high school, I was like, coats make me look fat. So I refused to wear a coat, even though I was freezing all the time.
Yeah.
So dumb. But I guess that's high school nonsense, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, heaven forbid somebody make fun of me or whatever.
Yeah. All the crazy things you do when you're young.
Yeah. So, speaking of, so you used to steal cigarettes from your mom.
Yeah.
My mom actually gave me my first cigarette. And her whole train of thought was, okay, I'm going to give it to her. She's going to cough like a maniac. We're all going to laugh at her. She's going to hate it and she's going to never do it again. Well, as it turned out, I did cough a lot. But
Yeah.
like, okay, so my mom, my stepdad, and my grandma all
Mm-hmm.
smoked. We all lived together. So, I mean,
Okay.
they smoked. I mean, my mom didn't smoke when she was pregnant and then for a couple of years after that, but then she picked
Mm-hmm.
it back up, like you said, crazy stress. And so
Right.
I lived in a house full of smoke and I got used to it. And you get used to that, like when you come home, like, this is my house. It smells like my house. It's
Right.
comfy and cozy. So I loved the taste. I loved the smell. And it was just like completely downhill from there. So yeah, since I was like 13 or 14.
Oh wow. That's funny.
Yeah.
Because like especially when you say that about the smoking, or the choking rather, excuse me. Because when I was about 8 years old, my uncles, we were all at my grandma's house for like a Sunday dinner, and
Mhm.
uncles all went outside to smoke. And like you, I grew up with a house, family that smoked. My mom smoked,
Right.
it's like a 2 pack a day. And
Yep, mine too.
yeah, and my uncles, I had asked them about it because I remember they had beers and then they were smoking. And um, I was asking them about the beers and they had given me a sip of the beer, probably with the same mentality.
Yeah,
Like,
parents
hey,
always do that, and they always do it with beer because they're like, this is going to be the grossest taste to a little kid.
right, right. And they did that. And then I started being inquisitive about the cigarettes. And they were like,
Yeah.
I'm going to try that too, and it was probably the same mentality. Like she's going to choke, she's going to, whatever.
Yeah.
And I tried it. And of course, I choked and coughed and gagged, and they all thought it was hilarious, you know.
Right.
Um, but yeah, nah. It stopped me for a little while.
Yeah, I just went straight into it. Like, and the same thing happened to me. I was in the car actually with my mom and my best friend, and they were both just laughing their asses off as I like couldn't breathe. But it didn't deter me at all.
No. Yeah, it deterred me for a couple years. And then, 14-ish,
Yep.
my next door neighbor friend and I, we're like, oh, let's smoke. It was great.
Let's be
And
little rebels.
right, right. And yeah, that's kind of where it started. And
Yeah, that was about the same age for me too.
yeah, and as crazy as this is, like back in the day, you know, when I was a kid, my mom would send me to the store to buy her stuff,
Right.
and no one thought twice about it. So, you know,
Yeah.
I was able to, you know, at that point in time in life, I could just go buy them myself if I wasn't sneaking them from my mom, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Do you remember the little like vending machines?
Yeah,
Those were great.
with the knob that you pulled.
Yeah.
Yes.
They always had them at the bowling alley, I remember, and like nobody pays
Yes.
attention what the teenagers and kids are running around doing. Like nobody
Right.
cares.
Yep.
It's like, "Ooh, that's handy."
Yep. That's so funny.
I miss being able to smoke inside everywhere. Now everybody's like so anti-smoking. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
try to be polite about it. Like if I'm out smoking somewhere and like, especially if there's like a little kid and their
Uh-huh.
parent, like I'll like cross the street and walk on the other side of on the other sidewalk or whatever. But I do
Right.
miss being able to like smoke in a restaurant and stuff like that.
Yeah. I feel like everybody stares at you, you
Oh
know.
my, okay. So what I really hate, I don't know if this has happened to you, but sometimes like especially in small spaces, like if I get in the elevator with someone and they're like big anti-smoking jerks, they'll be like
Uh-huh.
and
Oh
I'll
my
just do it
gosh.
right back to them. I'll be like like fuck
Oh
you.
my gosh. That's so funny.
Like you wouldn't do
Fortunately,
that to somebody else with an addiction. You wouldn't be like, if somebody was addicted to alcohol or whatever, you wouldn't be like, oh, you fucking smell like vodka. What have you been doing this morning?
right.
Like cigarettes are the only thing that it's okay to judge if you're
Right.
addicted to them. And I'm like, just pay attention to your own life. Like I'm not
Yeah.
hurting you. I'm trying to keep it away from you. Like it's my body. Let me do what I want.
Yep. I mean,
But people are so rude.
yeah. I it's funny because like I don't know what you guys's herbal refreshment laws are there, but you know, it medical is allowed here, and
Right.
it's like almost everywhere you go now. It just go into the Walmart and you know, they're like, "Mom, what's that smell?" I'm like,
What smells like a skunk?
"Right, right."
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you.
I medical isn't legal here, but I mean nobody cares. So I'm always like, and I smoked for a little while, but it really doesn't do that much for me. Like I'd rather have a drink. But the smell is like so bad. It's so gross to me.
Yes, yes, I agree.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I can get where people are coming from with this cigarette thing, but I mean, I don't ever walk into an elevator and be like, God, it smells skunky in here. Like, I'm not a jerk.
Right,
Like, they're
right.
your lungs. You do what you want.
Exactly. Yeah, I feel, yeah. Ever since that whole, you know, law had been lifted or whatever, or it's now allowed medically. Um,
Right.
yeah, it's like almost like everywhere you go, you know, and it leaves a trail, you know.
Oh God, yeah.
I mean, I know cigarettes do too, but you know, to an extent. But yeah, it like sticks with them.
Yeah, it really does. But I
Yeah.
mean, I suppose that same thing happens with me, especially when I smoke inside because it gets all up in my clothes and my hair and everything like
Right.
that.
Right.
But like I said,
Yeah.
it's my prerogative. Like, come on.
Yeah. I agree. You know, we all
It's
have our
kind of like that
rights.
thing my mama always said, if you don't like it, don't look.
Exactly. Yep. Yep. I mean, we all have our vices. I even on
Exactly.
YouTube channel, I get people, and I'm Facebook page, I've had people, like, why are you smoking? Blah, blah, blah. It's gonna kill you, this, that, and the other. And, it's like, I'm gonna die of something. I might as well.
That's what I always say too.
Yeah,
I'm gonna enjoy it till I die. And I get that on my Instagram sometimes where people will just like pop up and be like, smoking is disgusting. I'm like, then why are you on my page? All it is pictures and videos of me smoking.
Yes. I don't get
like, is this your hobby?
Right.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I don't hop on your Facebook page and tell
Exactly.
your life. Don't do that to me.
Right? Oh, I found a reason why you're not perfect. Let me tell you all about it. Like, go read a book or get a dog.
Right.
Something productive with your time.
Right. Yeah, is actually pretty, I found it to be comical. And if I didn't have a tough outer shell, I guess you'd say, like my Facebook, I really, when I set it up more for like advertising for my YouTube purpose.
Right.
And I had recently gotten a private message that this person just like said all these nasty, horrible things. Like, yeah, they were trying to like cut down my appearance, my age, the smoking,
Okay, first of all, you look fantastic. So like, fuck them.
Well,
and seriously.
But like they just were going on and on and on. And I'm like, seriously. And then they're like, you creep into friends, guys' inboxes and send them messages, blah, 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 without their permission. I'm like, hold up. Wait a minute. You friend requested me.
Right?
I didn't ask to be on your friend list.
Yeah.
You messaged me first, and like my initial response when I messaged back, I put a plug for my YouTube page. I mean, I'll admit it. That's, kind of what I'm trying to do here. And
that's so funny though. Like that's such a big FU.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was this long, giant paragraph. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Okay. Important question. And I'm not trying to be sexist. Was it a chick?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Because what I was thinking was maybe like, because what has happened to me is I've had guys message me about buying like custom videos or whatever. And then their girlfriend finds out and I get attacked instead of placing the blame where it belongs. But the other thing too that it might have been is I know like a lot of guys will try to get free shit and they'll be like, they have their famous line of, well, I can find it anywhere else on the internet. And I'm like, okay, cool, go get it then.
Yeah.
Like the reason you're asking me is you specifically like me as a smoker. You wouldn't be inquiring about it if you just wanted to watch a random girl on the internet doing it for free.
Right.
Like your argument doesn't make sense.
Right. Yeah.
But, yeah.
I've gotten that too. Like, and I'm sure you get a lot of the personal space pics. We'll just say that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. I'm like, no, that's not.
Talk about not asking for something.
Right.
I don't know. Like, I just wonder, like, do they think that's really going to go somewhere for them? Like, oh my God, wow, I suddenly want to have sex with you.
Right.
That's not how this works.
Yeah. Or they'll send you like little videos, memes and stuff of,
Yeah.
The
Yeah, I do know.
tango, as I call
Unfortunately.
it. but like, what? Why? You know,
Yeah. Is
yeah,
that really how you are gonna approach a woman? Like,
right.
step up your game, buddy. Like nobody cares.
Yeah.
But I also have a lot of great like repeat customers that are very like polite, very grateful, like super sweet people. So it all like
Yeah.
evens out in the end.
Right. Yeah, I do. I do too. I will admit, I actually chat with quite a few people that are, really nice and super sweet.
Yeah.
And, I've even had some people say, why are you, I didn't think you would respond, or I didn't think you would,
Mhm.
talk with me or whatever.
Right.
And I'm like, well, I am a human being,
Yeah.
I'm just your average everyday person, you know.
Right.
And if you're not going to be a jerk and you're going to be nice and friendly and have a friendly chat, I will
Yeah.
absolutely engage and have a friendly chat.
Yeah, totally. And it's so nice when people, I mean, because when it breaks down, to the core, I mean, it is you're selling a product, your video,
Sure.
so it's so
Mhm.
nice when people are like, oh my God, that was so great. Thank you so much. And it's like, you really don't have to thank me. You paid me, but that's really sweet of you to be so grateful. Like, I love
Right. Right. Yeah. When I first started, I especially like my YouTube channel, I got a lot of, can I send you money? Can I send you money? I'm like, no, just subscribe. That's what
that. Right.
you know,
Yeah.
I just kind of thought it was crazy. I'm like, wow. They're like, your stuff is so great, blah, 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 all these wonderful compliments. And I'm like,
Yeah, it's so nice.
it is. It's very nice. It's very nice to hear. And it's very humbling too. Like,
It is.
at least
Yeah.
for me it is. I look at it, and I sat there and I've looked at all the analytics and stuff on there, and I'm it breaks it down, like countries and stuff, where all your viewers and stuff come from. And I'm thinking,
Mhm.
oh my God, people all around the world watch me,
I know, it's crazy.
little old me,
Right? I'm like, I don't feel like I'm doing anything super special, but it's really cool. And like, actually, I started
Yes.
camming, and somebody recognized me from, I don't know if it was a clip site or like my YouTube or whatever, but they were like, oh my God, are you Goddess D? And I was like, yeah, what's up? Like, I was like,
Oh my
I'm great.
gosh. That's so funny.
It was awesome.
That's cool though. That's very cool.
Mhm.
Yeah. Hubby says that too. He's like, you're a celebrity now. I'm like, no, I'm not.
It doesn't feel that way, but and I feel
No.
so weird calling people fans. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Yes.
they're like people who like what I do, but I'm not like, I'm not Gwyneth Paltrow. I don't feel like I have fans necessarily. They're just like,
Right. Like
it's just weird. Like I feel like such a stuck up, like I feel full of myself when I say, "Oh, my fans." Like,
yes, it's so I agree with you there. It's very weird to say that because
yeah,
like I said, I just feel like I'm just average everyday person. I go to work,
right.
I have a family, I cook, I clean,
Hmm.
I do all the same things you do.
Right. Like I'm not fancy. I'm not like, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
but it's cool to know that like people really think you're something special,
Yeah, it is very cool. And for like I said, for me it's very humbling. Like, I started this little YouTube channel like back in October, I think, last year.
Oh, wow. You have a ton of subscribers.
And I didn't oh my gosh. Yeah, I never expected it to take off like it did.
Right. I didn't either.
Um, but I was just very taken back by it. I'm like, oh my gosh, all these people, they look for it, and if I miss a day of videos or I don't have keep my schedule, because, let's face it, life,
Right.
it happens. Um, there was a point where like COVID was jumping around the household and strep throat and everything.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. And I'm like, guys, I'm so sorry. We're all sick and we're trying to, and I just thought, oh my God, these people, like, I'm a part of their day.
Yeah, people will tell me like, oh, I missed you or whatever. And I'm like, oh, thanks.
Yes. Or like,
So
when
cool.
you put up your next video? Like,
Yeah.
you are so sweet.
I know, it's so cool.
Yeah, never in a million years would I have ever, if you would have told me that, I would have never thought that.
Right. Yeah. I actually started on Clips for Sale doing like foot videos.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought, you know what? I realized that like smoking was a pretty like large, niche. So I was like, you know what? I smoke anyway. So I might as well video it. And then I started uploading those and it just like exploded from there. And I'm like, I can't believe that everyone's so excited about like little old me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's cool though. But yeah, I did have you done any like meet and greet type things?
I haven't yet.
Okay. Because I was just curious because I've had some people ask. And
I've had people ask, yeah.
And I'm like, that I think it would be fun for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm not to that point, I don't think yet.
Same here. Like, I'm not entirely like comfortable with that just because, I mean, safety is a legitimate thing. Like, I had somebody that I showed them my Etsy page and they looked me up on Facebook. Like they read through all my Etsy like bio info and looked me up on Facebook and then pretended they wanted to order something. And then they were like, oh yeah, I don't really want anything. I just found you because you were on cam and you posted your link to your Etsy and I basically freaking stalked you. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm glad I didn't have any more information on there and that I had like my return address was a PO box. Like, that could have been kind of scary.
Yeah, exactly. Like I tried not to, I know I make reference a lot to where I am in Ohio. But I've had Ohioans like, oh, I'm in Ohio too. Where are you? I'm like,
yeah.
Ohio. I'm Ohio.
In Ohio somewhere. Yeah. So like now I just say Tennessee because it's much smaller. When I lived in Houston, I said Houston because there's like 4 million people there or whatever. So that wasn't really, and then I'll say like, oh, I'm from Nebraska, which, I haven't been there in a long time. I don't want to age myself too much, but a long time.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
So yeah, but now, because this is not a big city like Houston, so it's a little shadier, I guess, to put yourself out there like that. I mean, and it's not that like I've ever felt like anyone was, had bad intentions or anything, but I mean, they're just doing your due diligence and keeping yourself, and especially for you because you have a family. I mean, I don't think that's like a jerk move to be like, no, I'm not okay with meeting up. Like,
yeah. Like I have one of my I won't call him a fan, I'll call him a friend. I have on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I actually talk to him a lot because it's kind of fun. We reminisce because he was originally from Ohio, and in talking about places, he grew up where pretty much the neighboring city that I grew up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I don't live there anymore. I live in a totally different part of the state, but it's kind of cool. Like we reminisce about stuff that, you know, like the local restaurants and
Right.
that, and that's kind of cool. But he doesn't even live there anymore. He lives like in Pennsylvania or something. But yeah, I don't mind, and that's just a personal chat with that person.
Right.
But and I don't mind that,
well, that's different than like, hey, this is my location.
Mm-hmm.
Come out and see me on Saturday when I'm at the club. Like, oh no.
Right.
But I know girls who do that. And I mean,
mm-hmm.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
That would being, I don't know. I just think that's putting yourself out there too much, because the vast majority of guys are going to be totally cool and respectful, but there's always that potential of that one you're going to meet up and they're going to like follow you home, and it's just, and all the nice guys like will respect that and won't push it.
Exactly. So. Yeah, I've met a lot of nice people on here and chat with a lot of nice people. And I gotta get the words out.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way. Like I said, the vast majority are very cool. You just, there's always that possibility. And like you said, I've been asked to do meetups and stuff. And if I say no, I'm not comfortable, almost everyone has been like, okay, I totally understand. I get it. So it's like, all right, that's cool. Like, I don't mind somebody asking. I mean, take your shot, right? I mean, you never know unless you ask, but just don't be a jerk about it if I say no.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. So how long have you?
All right, well, what's that?
How long have you had your channels?
Oh, God, probably like 5 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have way more subscribers in way less time, but I really don't. I used to keep up with it and do it every day. But then I got my OnlyFans, and between that, because like I said on YouTube, I basically do like from here down. And so OnlyFans, people want to see my whole face. So it's like part of the appeal, right? So that was 2 videos a day. And then, like you said, I have regular life to do too. So it's just like, it got a little bit overwhelming, and trying to keep up with messages and comments, and then custom videos on top of that. And it was just like, I need to like cut down somewhere. And so it ended up being my YouTube.
Yeah.
I should put more stuff up though, because I miss a lot of the guys that were like just super nice and just like chatting back and forth with them a little bit.
Yeah, I do enjoy it. And I try to like pop in once a day just to comment on what I can. But yeah, I several different channels like you do. And I thought, okay, I need to like come up with a schedule somewhere now, because this will take over your life. I mean,
yeah, it does. I'm wearing my PJs.
Oh no, you're fine.
So yeah, I mean, that's the thing about YouTube though, is like it really does get a little bit overwhelming because there's so many comments, and I want to respond to everybody, but it's just like that could take all day on some videos, and it's just like I have errands, I gotta go to the grocery store and stuff.
Right.
So, but it's just nice. So many people are just totally appreciative of the fact that you even respond to them. So it's people don't most people don't get mad if you don't get around to their comment or whatever.
Yeah. And I don't know if you've noticed, like on YouTube, they have like, they've restricted all their word, they have their nice long list of restricted words. And
Yeah.
I've had people's comments like disappear on me and actually like get upset, like if you don't want to delete my comments, then I'm just not going to comment.
Oh no.
That's not it at all,
I'm sorry, it was YouTube.
Yeah. I had actually had one person write this real long, lengthy comment in response to the email and the situation that I was reading in the video. And he, like, in the middle of me reading it, it disappeared.
Oh no.
Where did it go? Like, it just disappeared. And it wasn't anything bad. And I'm like, what is going on? But
YouTube and Instagram are getting so weird.
Yeah, it really is. Like, I totally commented to him. I'm like, look, I just want you to know I was in the middle of reading this. I did not do it,
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah, they're just really cracking down on stuff.
They are.
It makes it so much harder to like, keep up with posts, because I've had that happen to me. I've had stuff just deleted from Instagram, 2 seconds later, and I'm like, what did I do?
Yeah. I've had do you have TikTok?
No, that's another thing I just can't keep up with.
Yeah. I started a TikTok just as another outlet to,
right.
get things out. And, I was noticing all these people on there smoking. And at one point, they like totally disabled my account, kicked me off. They're like, you've been banned. And I'm like, how is it that all these other people are putting up these videos?
Yep.
And it's okay.
I don't know how they like catch people, and then on TikTok you have like 14-year-olds twerking in shorts, and I'm like, that's okay though,
right? And
like that seems way more inappropriate than smoking a cigarette.
Yeah. And people cursing up a storm, and like, how in the hell do you justify that? Like, how do you
And how do they find you? Like, is it just the hashtags that you use or what? Because they're obviously not finding half the people that are doing the exact same thing as you.
Right. Yeah, I ended up creating another account and started all over. And they started pulling all of my stuff. And I'm like, no way. No way. This is ridiculous. I'm not saying here, have a cigarette,
Right. Yeah, I know this girl that's like a full-time model and cosplayer, and she had like almost 100,000 subscribers on her TikTok, and then one day it was just gone. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to try to use that platform because I would be so mad.
Right. I mean, like, I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, I'm seeing people smoking. I saw, even just yesterday, I saw someone, it just like popped up on my, auto feed or whatever about, there was this lady in a all leather, she was doing the femdom thing. And there was a guy like hanging on her leg and like licking her boots. And I'm like, how do you get away with that? How do you get away with that? And that's okay.
That blows my mind. I wonder though if it has something to do with like how many subscribers they have. But then, like I said, the girl who had 100,000, you would think they would, I mean, that would bring in, traffic and potentially money or whatever. You would think if they were going to let something slide, it would be something like that. But yeah. And I mean, smoking is a lot less overtly
Okay,
sexual
right.
than having a guy lick your boot, in my opinion. But
Yeah, yeah,
TikTok is just a mess.
yeah. I don't get it either, but whatever.
Yeah, I'll stick to like my clip sites and my OnlyFans. That works for me.
Yeah, that's cool though too.
Yeah, it works out, so it's all good.
Yep.
But I am in desperate need of more coffee, so we should totally do this again.
Okay, yeah, I'd love to. This is great.
Yeah, okay.
Chatting with you and meeting
Yeah, for
face
sure.
to face, so to
Right? Seeing
speak,
your pretty face.
virtually.
Yeah, sort of meeting.
Yeah.
All
Okay,
right, girl. Well, yeah, just message me whenever
I will.
and we'll do it again.
All
All right, bye,
right.
sweetie.
Bye.